The barbarian flies down from the skies, their large blue jay wings flaring out to protect the rogue and ranger behind him, while he swings down his great axe towards the owlbear. His bright green skin caught the eyes of the beast, making him the preferred target of this beast. The Moonriders are a race of winged beings, skin of many colors. The skin of a Moonrider can be any color, much like the Tieflings. In addition, they have a pair of bird wings. The, the wings that they have can be the wings from any bird-like creature. The size of their wings will automatically adjust to their wingspan equaling twice your height. In addition, Moonriders are taller and naturally muscular, even if they don't have that great of a strength. The Moonriders were once Tieflings a long time ago. After hundreds of years of forced evolutions through magic and science, their race was able to augment themselves to become the pinnacle of species. In an attempt to make themselves angel-like, the Moonriders use magic to absorb the essence of a phoenix and infuse that into themselves and their genetic line, and into their children. This gave them wings and the ability to create the magical plexus stones, which we will get into. The Moonriders have a great society amongst themselves, as they have a constant drive for discovery and science. However, those that know more about Moonriders, especially ones that use their create plexus stone ability, know that those Moonriders are not trustworthy. So this is the art of a pale Moonrider with large eagle-like wings. Moonriders are a race that I created for a campaign I was running, and they're typically, at least in that campaign setting, they were typically villains because they were powerful, only cared about science and discovery and that. And one of their features, which will be the last feature we're going to get into for the Moonrider, is a little darker. So we're going to be getting into that. So these are definitely good for making either a darker character or a character who just does not care about things. So you can make an interesting character with a Moonrider. So let's get into it. So as a Moonrider, your intelligence is increased by 2 and your strength is increased by 1. Moonriders have a lifespan equivalent to humans. However, you could meet some to be hundreds to thousands of years old because of one of their feet, because of plexus stones, and we'll get to that. Moonriders are typically chaotic and only care about themselves and power. They average around 8 to 10 feet tall. You can choose to be medium or large size. However, if you choose to be large size, then all armor you choose to purchase will be twice the cost in order to fit your size. You have a base walking speed of 30 feet, and because of your bird-like wings, you have a fly speed of 30 feet. You have 60 feet of dark vision, and you know Common, Celestial, and one other language of your choice. Now the Moonrider unique feature, the Plexus Stone Creation. By spending 10 minutes in creating a ritual, you know how to sacrifice a person's life to create a Plexus Stone. Plexus Stones can be used as components for any revival spell, and if one is consumed, like actually you eat it, your lifespan increases by that species that was used for the ritual average lifespan. However, if consumed and eaten, you will also go insane. You can use this ability once, and you can regain that use after finishing a long rest. You can also refer to the Plexus Stone magical item later in this book, which I'm actually going to take a minute to go pull that up real quick. Plexus Stone does not require attunement, is a wondrous item, and is rare. A Plexus Stone is a small orange spherical gemstone about the size of a marble. A Plexus Stone is one use and is used by devouring it. When a Plexus Stone is devoured, the creature that devours it has its own lifespan increased by the average lifespan of the creature it was created off of. However, the creature must also make an intelligence saving throw DC 19. On a fail, the creature must roll on the insanity chart. A Plexus Stone is created from the sacrifice of a humanoid creature. Despite that, the ritual is simple. Only a Moonrider is capable of creating a Plexus Stone. In addition, a Plexus Stone can also be used as a replacement for the material cost of any reviving-based spell. However, the one revived must make that intelligence save as well on a fail rolling on the insanity chart. A Plexus Stone still holds the soul of the person that still holds the soul of the person used as the sacrifice. As an action, you can destroy the stone to release the soul of the creature inside. So it's a Plexus stone, along with their whole thing. The insanity chart is currently being worked on, but I'm not going to spoil this too much, but you'll see when this comes out, it'll have some interesting effects. Then, all right, we're going on to our next race for this video. A small red beam shoots past the fighter, originating from the Petricazi wizard. The large gray, stone-like skinned humanoid with massive inhuman arms hanging down by their sides. Meanwhile, the tall but thin rogue with black shadowy skin and golden yellow decals all over the body pushes past the fighter, sinking their dagger into the fiend's leg. Each Petricazi looks very different depending on their subrace. However, the skin is always some form of ashy gray to pitch black. The Shadow Realm, which the Petricazi are from, is a world filled with mostly serenity and order. Most Petricazi that are new to the material plane will not understand why people have so much freedom and chaos in their lives, or why some people don't have any sort of schedule and just live day to day instead of their mass preparation. The Petricazi are mostly very curious, making good studiers and scientists. They tend to not understand most of the chaos of everyday life of others. Petricazi societies will always be very uniform and strict with order. So there's 3 Petricazi subraces. I'm going to get into what each one looks as we're getting to them. So first off, the base Petricazi traits. Your intelligence score increases by 2. You have a base walking speed of 30 feet. Petricazi are secluded from society, living in the Shadow Realm, being alterations of regular people. They tend to lean towards chaotic alignments. Petricazi reach maturity at 30 years old and can live to be up to 500 years old. And petrified armor. All Petricazi have a natural armor of 12 plus their dexterity modifier. They also get dark vision up to 60 feet because, Shadow Realm, you kind of need to see in the dark. So let's go ahead and get into the 3 Petricazi subraces. The first one we're going to be getting into is the Regal Petricazi, which this is a Regal Petricazi. As you see, the Regal Petricazi typically are taller. They have these natural golden tattoos all over their body, with the gray to pitch black skin underneath it. Okay, so Petricazi, as a Regal Petricazi, your dexterity score increases by 1. Your average height is around 7 to 8 feet tall. Your size is medium. Your body is near bone thin. A Regal Petricazi has a high metabolism and needs to eat twice as much food. In addition, their weight averages near 150 to 200 pounds. Despite the fact they are thin, they are still somewhat heavy. And then they get a feature called Golden Glow. When in dim or darkness, your body naturally glows, giving off 10 feet of dim light. So you glow slightly in the dark. The next Petricazi subrace is the Prismari. The Prismari Petricazi. They typically will have the darker skin colors, but not always. And the Prismari always have this rainbow hair and a long tail with the same kind of rainbow effects on the end of their tail, as you can see in this art. A Prismari is a thicker style of Petricazi and also a little smaller than the Regals. The Prismari has rainbow ever-shifting hair, and they have a long tail with a rainbow flame along the tip of it. As a Prismari, your wisdom score increases by 1. Your average height is around 5.5 to 6.5 feet tall, and your weight is around 200 to 250 pounds. Your size is medium. The Prismari have long rainbow hair that is ever-shifting. This is a feature called Prismatic Hair. You can cast the Chromatic Orb spell. You can use this once without using material components and without expending a spell slot. You can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Wisdom is your spellcasting modifier for this. Then you also have a feature called Rainbow Tail. You gain a long tail that is as long as you are tall. This tail can be used to make an unarmed attack. This uses your strength as the attack. On a hit, deals 1d6 bludgeoning damage and 1d4 radiant damage. So that is the Prismari Petricazi, the rainbow cutesy magical girl types. Magical girl class as well. We already went over that. And this is the last type of Petricazi, called a Guardian. So Guardian Petricazi is a dark gray-skinned humanoid with arms that go down to their ankles, and each arm is nearly 3 times as thick as normal other creatures' arms. As a Guardian Petricazi, your strength score increases by 1. Your average height is 5 to 6 feet tall. Your size is medium, and they're a feature called large arms. You have large arms that are as thick as your waist and go all the way down to your ankles. When making an unarmed strike with them, you do a 1d6 bludgeoning damage, and when holding a shield, you can add 1 to your AC. So an additional 1 on top of the +2 that a shield normally gives you because you have a lot of strength behind your arms. So that is the Petricazi, a stranger race. Yeah, I know the Guardian doesn't have much about them, but that's kind of the point. Some of them got to be simple. So yeah, so that's the Moonriders, which are good use for villains, and Petricazi, which are good use for those estranged NPCs that feel like uh, they don't belong. So these can be really good for NPCs, or even really good for characters if you want. I would definitely recommend with the Moonrider you make sure it's okay with your DM, because you might end up start sacrificing people. But with that, that is going to be the end of this video. I wonder if I'm going to get cut off this time. Probably.